Hi everybody, today we're going to be reading a book called Peter's Chair, and this book was written by Ezra Jack Keats, and you may be familiar with another book by this author called Snowy Day. So let's go ahead and get started. Peter's Chair. Peter stretched as high as he could. There, his tall building was finished. Crash! Down it came. Shh! Called his mother. You'll have to play more quietly. Remember, we have a new baby in the house. Peter looked into his sister Susie's room. His mother was fussing around the cradle. That's my cradle, he thought, and they painted it pink. Hi, Peter, said his father. Would you like to help paint sister's high chair? It's my high chair, said Peter. He saw his crib and muttered, my crib. It's painted pink too. Not far away stood his old chair. They didn't paint that yet, Peter shouted. He picked it up and ran to his room. Let's run away, Willie, he said. Peter filled a shopping bag with cookies and big dog biscuits. We'll take my blue chair, my toy crocodile, and a picture of me when I was a baby. Willie got his bone. Oh no, I hope he doesn't really run away, friends. Where do you think he might go? They went outside and stood in front of his house. This is a good place, said Peter. He arranged his things very nicely and decided to sit in his chair for a while. But he couldn't fit in the chair. He was too big. Uh-oh. His mother came to the window and called, Won't you come back to us, Peter dear? We have something very special for lunch. Peter and Willie made believe they didn't hear, but Peter got an idea. Soon his mother saw signs that Peter was home. That rascal is hiding behind the curtain, she said happily. She moved the curtain away, but he wasn't there. Here I am, shouted Peter. Peter sat in a grown-up chair. His father sat next to him. Daddy, said Peter, let's paint this little pink chair for Susie. And they did. And that's the end of the story, friends. So now that we finished reading Peter's Chair, I thought that we should do some writing about what we read. So I want us to write about how Peter's feelings changed from the beginning of the story to the end of the story. And I'm going to model it for you on my whiteboard and show you how I would write. But when we finish, I would like for you to do your own writing and maybe take a picture of it and send to your teacher so they can see your work for today. So I I think that in the beginning of the story, Peter was a bit maybe jealous of his baby sister. She was getting all of his items and they were taking his things and painting them pink for her. So I think maybe he felt a little bit jealous in the beginning, and I think that eventually his feelings changed. So let's write about that. So I'm going to write in the beginning, and I know that when I start a sentence, I have to start with a capital letter. So I'm going to write an uppercase I. So in the beginning. And notice, friends, I'm going to keep putting spaces between my words. In the beginning of the story, Peter felt jealous of his new baby sister. And now I'm going to write a sentence about how he felt at the end. So I'm going to start here, and I'm going to start with at the end, and I'm going to make my A capital because it's the beginning of a new sentence. So at the end of the story, Peter, and I'm also capitalizing the P in Peter because that's the first letter in his name. At the end of the story, I feel like Peter wanted to help and he wanted to give his chair to his new baby sister. So what's a good feeling word that I can use to say how Peter felt at the end of the story? I don't want to use happy. I want to use a more sophisticated word. Maybe he was feeling generous at the end of the story. That's why he gave away his chair. So I'm going to say at the end of the story, Peter was feeling generous. And how do we know that he was feeling generous? I should put some evidence from the story to support that. So I'm going to say at the end of the story, Peter was feeling generous because he gave his chair to his baby sister. And because I have reached the end of a sentence, I'm going to end it with a punctuation mark. So I'm going to put a period at the end. So let's read what Ms. Douglas wrote, and then you guys are going to write yours on a piece of paper and take a picture of it and send it to your teacher. So this says, in the beginning of the story, Peter felt jealous of his new baby sister. At the end of the story, Peter was feeling generous because he gave his chair to his baby sister. So there goes my writing. Go ahead and end the video and submit your writing to your teacher, and we will shout you out on our next video. Bye. See you.